I have an announcement to make, guys. We're now beating the Nasdaq. We earn over 100,000 per year in dividends at this channel, as you know, but to beat the Nasdaq, that's a very unusual thing to see. And part of this is due to our Yieldmax funds, which I also have another big announcement on. Stay tuned. So we're in the account now, and yes, you can see we earn over 100,000 per year in dividends at this channel. And that number has actually gone up some because of our Yieldmax announcement, which I'll announce to you shortly. First, I want to show you my performance and value. So we're up 28% for the year now. The Dow's up 1, the S&P is only up 11, and the Nasdaq's up 26%, which is really good. But we're beating the Nasdaq now. We're up 28% for the year. How is this possible? It's because of our Yieldmax funds. Well, part of it is, of course, because of our Cornerstone funds. We have over 400,000 in Cornerstone, and the secret with Cornerstone is that it's a 4-star fund and it has a 21% dividend, and it tracks the indexes. And so not only that, but we take our 21% dividend and we drip them here at the NAV. You see this 649 price for the 25% gain, 25% gain at 649. How about 679 for the 20% gain? Or 654, 671. Look at these gains, 21% and 24% gains. So this is incredible. It's like free money every month because we take our 21% dividend that we get from Cornerstone, compound it back at the NAV. We drip that dividend reinvestment program. We drip that back at the NAV. See this market price of $8.15? We're dripping our dividends back at $6 or so. And so that's giving us not only a compounded dividend yield of 21%, but also those capital gains from the drip shares. But then last but not least, we have our days gains as well. We get performance on a daily basis from our Cornerstone funds because they track the markets. And even today, the markets were flat. The Dow was up 0.3, the Nasdaq was up 0.36, and the S&P was up 0.24. We were up 0.79 today. And how is that possible? Because Cornerstone is such a high quality fund that it moves up. It usually averages a 30% premium to NAV every year. So it's a high quality fund, but you have to know how to play it right. It has a rights offering typically every year that drops the fund significantly, and that's why people hate the fund. Some people hate it because they think that it's a terrible performer and it falls over time, but that's not true. That's simple. That's just plain ignorance, honestly. I hate to be offensive to people, but if you look at a Morningstar test, you'll see what Cornerstone did. Please see our past videos on Cornerstone if you're interested. Also, I have e-guides on Cornerstone if you want to know how to play it. Email me at aikentod48@gmail.com if you're interested in that. We also get our performance, of course, because we use a little bit of margin. We have a $400,000 account, but for every $1 you put in your account, you get $4 of purchasing power in a brokerage account. So I use some of that margin purchasing power to get a little bit of extra income out of our plays. So we have about $269,000 in debt, but I'm only charged 5 to 6% interest on that, depending on where interest rates are at the time. Right now, it's between 5 and 6, and so the interest to me is negligible compared to a credit card. And then all the dividends from these funds more than offset the interest from my margin. So my Cornerstone 21% dividend, I mean 5% interest, that's nothing. Our Yieldmax funds like OARC and Tesli and Appley, they have such large dividends that even if your margin interest was 10%, that still wouldn't matter. But you should only use a fraction of margin. If you want to learn how to play margin and live financially free out of your brokerage account, email me for those e-guides at aikentod48@gmail.com. So we use Cornerstone, yes. We also use some margin to get our performance and catch up to the Nasdaq. Well, actually, we're beating the Nasdaq, but also we use these Yieldmax funds. That's a big contributor to our performance. Tesli today had a great announcement. Yes, we're up 11% already in Tesli, so this is helping to contribute to our performance. We're up $1,000 in this name, including, I mean, you look at all of our other Yieldmax funds. OARC here is 1,000. So you have OARC at 1,000. You have Tesli at 1,000. You have NVIDIA 400. We've been adding to the Qs, TQQ, and Fangu, so that's another 1,000 roughly. And when you add it all up together, it's about $4,000 in gains. BST right here. So all the tech names that we've been buying, it's about $4,000 in gains. Plus we get our dividends from those funds. So those all contribute. If you have a $400,000 account like I have, and you get a 10% gain, that's $40,000, correct? So 1% of that would be $4,000. So every $4,000 I gain gives me 1 extra percentage point in performance, and that's how I'm catching up to the Nasdaq. So without further ado, I'm going to give you that announcement, and that's from our Yieldmax website. We go here, and you'll see that if you see Tesla's yield, it's now back to 60%. Okay, 60% yield. The dividend was about 44 cents last month. If you remember, let's go to Tesli one more time. 44 cents was the dividend last month, and let's see what it is this month. It is now 80 cents. So 44 cents last month, 80 cents this month. That's almost a double. So that's almost a 60% yield. That's going to certainly contribute to our performance. I mean, to our dividends, to our monthly income. And if Tesla's moving up, Tesla will move up some with it. Not all the way, because its upside is capped. All these Yieldmax funds have sell covered calls or synthetic calls, so you're not going to get the complete upside there. But if you own other funds indirectly like we do, like we own Tesla indirectly through Fangu and TQQ and all those other funds, if you see our past videos on that, that's how we've been capturing our Tesla performance while taking the dividends from Tesla. If you add it up together, that's how you get proper total performance in your account. So that'll do it for this video. I just want to share with you the announcement from Yieldmax, a 60% dividend from Tesla. It's great news. Admittedly, I didn't even know about this. My subscribers are the ones who informed me of the news. So I really appreciate my subscribers. And if you have any other uh, uh, information that you could bring to my attention, please don't hesitate to do so. I love my community at the channel, this community that we're all participating in. We're all learning and growing from each other's ideas. So I really couldn't be happier with how the channel is going. I've learned so much getting tips from you guys as well. So please keep those comments coming, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.